Hello again, everyone. My name is Matt, and I am the creator of WebGamesEtc.com, where I feature my little independent games. And this is my very first game with the RPG Maker MV engine. This is called The Wizard of Ooze, and this is my little walkthrough game demo talking about the game and talking about things I did in building it and talking about my first experience with RPG Maker MV engine. Let us continue where we left off. We left off having completed level number 7, and we are about to go into level number 8, the Courtyard. And this is video number 9 in the series, The Wizard of Ooze, my little game demo. And coming into this level, the games of my youth, the 25-cent arcade games, then, the console games that became like Mario Brothers World and Mario World and Sonic the Hedgehog. As you got up in level, the intensity increased, the craziness increased, the difficulty increased, and coming out of the garden gates, that escalation into that level and having the hedge maze. I knew I was building towards a level where I had imagined tanks with projectiles, and I wanted to understand, how to make some sort of projectile mechanic in RPG Maker MV. And Tyler Warren, I've referenced his battlers. Tyler Warren had a Ooze tank that I adapted into two different Ooze tanks that you're going to see. This one with the projectiles, and then later on in the library room. But this level was an escalation of difficulty that was deliberate and was so much so that even I hated it. I hate this level, and I knew I needed to accomplish that. There were games like Sonic the Hedgehog where, as you got up in those last levels, they were just so difficult that you just hated them and you almost wanted to quit, but you just restarted and restarted and restarted so many times. And I knew that if I accomplished a level that was, still mechanical enough for me to be able to beat it, but hard enough for me to be able to hate it, even being the creator of it, then I knew that I would be successful in accomplishing what I wanted. So this is the manifestation of that. We've got 4 tanks that are hurling cannonball projectiles across the courtyard. The courtyard's been decimated with damage. You see broken pillars and cracks in the walls, and 4 blue flaming chalice guard a door that has been blocked by a boulder and seems to be glowing with that same kind of blue flame. So it's up to us to get through these aisles around these cannonballs and get up there and do something about it. And as is always with these kinds of levels, it's all about eye-hand coordination or finger controller coordination or eye joystick coordination, whatever you want to call it. And everything is based on a repeating pattern that's just a little bit out of cycle. They're still falling in a pattern, but you can see the one pattern's a little bit more of a straight line and the other pattern's a little bit more of a diagonal line. So there's a little bit of difference in the timing. And if we just get up there and slip in behind, we can get up to them. I am using a little bit of mixing up some of the default assets provided. I've got a back wall illustrating the damage and the floor to the courtyard. I've inserted a barrel from another background and put some damage on it. I love these animated breathings that I got with this one plugin. Um, and in this case, in Tyler Warren's monster with the Ooze tank, I've put an army helmet on him, and I have put his big tank cannon coming out of his middle of his forehead there, and I put some rivets on the spots on his axles. Those were used to indicate animation in the moving versions. So let's get on with the combat. He has got some bright blue eyes, so I'm going to assume right off the bat he's weak to water. I don't have quite enough TP to identify him yet, but I know I'm going to get a lot of TP back from the water. Ooh, uses searing mana, and he is a tank. And right off the bat, I am in a seared mana state. I sure hope he doesn't follow up with any sort of fire-based. In fact, I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm going to take my 50 TP, and I'm going to use Hero Shout, and I'm going to stun him. And I'm almost certainly going to lose my soak state from that. No, but that's going to throw him off for a moment, and then he is going to keep that soak state. I no longer have Pestilence. I don't have enough TP for it. Let's blind him and reduce his hit a little bit if we can. There's some blind on him. And yeah, he followed right up with that fire attack. And if I'd had that seared state on after that fired attack, oh man. So that right there demonstrates how, as we get up into these difficult levels, and these guys can also stack spells, you need to be careful about throwing them off a little bit so that they can't. So that was a wise decision there. I'm going to turn right around. I'm going to use some Searing Mana on him. That is mana based. He should have a little bit of a weakness to it for 120. He uses his attack on me. I'm going to do fireballs. I'm going to blow up this tank. Let's see what happens. 784, that's a good hit. We're well past halfway on his HP pool. We don't have any states of our own to worry about. Our TP's getting up there, so let's hit him. I'm just gonna hit him with my staff and do 85 and take the damage that he deals out in reply, because now our TP's high enough. We're gonna fill up our tanks. We've got 4 of these guys to fight, so this is gonna be a marathon. We need to not come out of here completely drained. Let's go again with the Searing Mana. He's going to take a pretty good stamp of pain from that because he is weak to water. We're going to follow that up with a match and blow up his propane. Okay, so we have cleared this first column from the tank, and we have got this blue gauntlet of fire right here. And when we face it, and we don't even have to hit spacebar or enter or anything, when we collide into it, it alleviates the fire. Now, don't make the mistake of coming all the way back down here just because down here was where you started. The debris on here definitely blocks you off from just coming around on the side, but right here behind this column, this little bit is clear, and so you can get a little bit more of a start. Oh, and he hits me. Oh, I got to get out of the way too, boy. There's that little bit of that pause after that animation. You come to your senses, and that's a good hit. That takes 1,000 off of you. Let's go through right now. Let's get a little bit of a healing blast on there, and that MP will tick back to us in regen as we make our way up. Oh, so you just got to watch these cannonballs coming across the courtyard. And you just got to time it right. And there's a little bit of, it's coming, it's being shot out of him right as he's leaving that tile. And you've got to run around that tile, run around that corner at that last moment. And, he hit me again. Dang it. Little healing blast. Okay. Let's go, baby. You know what? I'm not going to bother you right now. I'm going to try somebody else, since I'm obviously not having a good time. Let's just go do somebody else over here. And just like I said, don't go down to the bottom and run all the way up. But here I am, starting from the bottom. Timing. Eye-hand coordination. I was never the best at this. The better person at the eye-hand joystick coordination is my brother Drew. Okay, come on. Cannonball. 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 Okay. Cannonball. Oh! So that's a double tap right there. He hit you with his cannonball, but you got up into that combat zone just in time. So both things happen, and combat is entered. And there's just no way for me to time that out any different. I've got too many things in motion at the same time. So the bad news is you get hit on the way in, but the good news is you're in. So with MP at 232, TP at 14, I have not identified this guy yet for you. But the first thing I need to do is take care of some HP. And that'll give him a round of doing whatever he wants to me. That's not good. If he follows up with fire attack, that is going to hit me hard. But I don't have anything that I... Let's Hypnotoad. Just enough TP to Hypnotoad. That's going to confuse him for a moment. Let's give him some Searing Mana. He is going to attack me. I am seared. It does 1600 damage. Oh, and there's another death for the books. So, remember how I said I wanted a nice hard level? That I knew that if I could beat it, but it was still even hard enough for me to be aggravated, then I would have accomplished what I set out to achieve. Creating something that's hard enough for you, the creator, to not like it as well, but still have it be a legitimate thing that you can defeat. That's a difficult thing to do. Alright. I have got 460 HP. I think that'll handle whatever he throws next, and I want to take advantage of this seared state and get some HP damage on him. He hits me with fire, 188. Let's see. 365, I can probably take one more. If I hit... Oh, let's identify. We haven't had a chance to identify yet. Ooze tank, max HP of 1950. Boy, it seems like more than that, doesn't it, boys and girls? Max MP of 90. Fueled by fire, weak to water. Ooze of high caliber. Yeah. I wrote all of those just for your guys' entertainment. I hope you appreciate that. Now that he has got the 10% off on the defense, 152 on that mana seer. We've got 262 left, and this is it for him. Fireballs away. Blow that mana up. 758, and he holds on with just a little bit of HP left on his bar. We hold on with just a little bit of HP on ours. Hero Shout is going to give us all a pause. Give us all a cause to pause. Probably take him down finally. So that is this column cleared, and right up in here, as I say, all you got to do is kind of nudge into this gauntlet, and it gives up its flame. You don't have to hit the spacebar or anything like that. Now, there's a lot of debris in here. You're kicking around these broken pillars. You know, the idea, obviously, is these guys have been here for a while. There was a fight to overtake this courtyard, and so it's kind of blown to pieces. Again, don't start all the way down at the bottom just because that's where you started. For the next column, come over here and find the very next. And I've deliberately kind of hidden it with these taller columns that aren't blown up right here. But you can see that there's this higher place to come at him, and then you're only having to run around these cannonballs a couple times. Cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. Oh, did I make it? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. I died. Oh, yeah. So that's probably just about the worst case example of the lag between object collisions. I did get in there and I did die, but I did get into the combat zone, so that kicked in as well. Let's go ahead and start off with some Searing Mana. We have full HP and full MP from our death, but as it all reset and we came into combat, That just starts us off with another tick on our death, but an advantage to our circumstances. Okay, everything has been. Let's hypnotoad him, and let's just take whatever mana he's got in the pool, 12. So all he's going to be able to do is attack. Let's go in with some Searing Mana. That damage will take him out of his confused state, and he will attack. But at least he won't be able to Sear Mana us before we can turn around and Firebomb him again. So an eye for an eye. That guy definitely. What's our death count up to? Our death count's up to 7. We've really taken it here in the Courtyard. We're gonna come up here and we're gonna hit this guy, this chalice right here. Now, as you're running around all these debris, don't forget that you've got the pickaxe. So if you nudge into this barrel, you get this old familiar refrain: the pickaxe splinters the barrel. And we've got new items, 3 health potions. So that's just sitting there for the taking. I knew that this level was going to be a beatdown. So I've got a barrel in disguise, just kind of hidden amongst the other pieces. So don't fail to pick up on that. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, boom. There we go. And come on, a little closer, a little closer. One. Cannonball. 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 Come on. Oh, yeah. Dodged right under him. Got him. As long as I don't let him blow me up at this point, I should be okay. Here comes the Searing Mana. Should probably, you know what you should do? Yeah. If you've been paying attention, you know what you should do. You should start off with one particular thing so that they can't get that Searing Mana going. But of course, you've got to have the TP right off the bat for that. He's going to hit me with the attack. I'm in a seared state, and he misses. That almost certainly would have killed me. Let's Hypnotoad him. That's going to steal his MP. He's got nothing left. Searing Mana. So, you know, if you give them the opportunity, they will kill you. If you make quick work of what you need to do right off the bat, it should only take a couple of rounds to put them down. Oh, hanging on there with just a little bit of HP in the end. I'm going to use Hero Shout to mop the floor. Clean him up. There you go. You can see here on this battle back, I've got the red gradient and kind of this big burst. It is, you know, deliberately reminiscent of cannon fire or explosions. So that's kind of tying into the theme, especially with all this red, with this background, and with the other accents. So this is the customized battle back for this level. Something specific here is going to happen. So I'm going to take a moment and talk about it. Whenever I touch this last chalice of flame, that is going to deactivate the blue magic that is holding this door in a locked place. When that happens, that's going to be symbolized by this ball rolling out of the way. And when it does that, it destroys a few things. If you happen to save one of these 2 chalices for last, and you're coming up from the chalice up from the top, like if I'm right here, and you are unfortunately in the way of the ball rolling across here to the left and crashing through all this stuff, it hits you and knocks you down into these channels. So the one thing you want to try to remember, if you can, is to clean this up from left to right, or at the very least, leave one of these 2 chalices left to be the last extinguished one. So I'm going to unlock this now by touching this last chalice. You might want to have your eyes up here, or you can simply rewind the video and watch. Here we go. You feel a rumbling. You level up. And there he goes. And so you saw, if you were paying attention, that whenever the ball rolled through here and it kind of knocked out this bit of rubble and knocked out this other bit and hit this wall and exploded. And so that is the courtyard, and level 8 is completed. And if we come over here and we take a look, we see that the secret of level 8 is not completed, and that coming up is the library. The brain tanks are smart but slow. Time to check out that library book. Time to check out the book at the library. Get it? Check that out. Double word score. So again, these three little hints are pretty specific, a little bit subtle. Just trying to let you know how to solve the puzzles. Again, over here to the right, I've got my personal ads. Be sure and come look at my web comics from the last 20 years. I've been doing comics and putting them online and doing it in Flash and Photoshop and all kinds of stuff. And comic and movie collectibles. My previous employment with First Team Press and my experience with James O'Barr, the creator of The Crow. During these times, I got to buy comic and movie collectibles straight from the publisher, straight from the printing houses. So you know that they are authentic and they come with my certificates of authenticity. But I don't buy comic and movie collectibles secondhand from people where you can't be 100% sure those signatures are authentic. You can be 100% sure that mine signatures on everything I sell is authentic because I buy it straight from the publisher, from the artist, from the print shops. So that is level 8 complete. We're going to do just like we always do. We are going to save our game. For those that will not be joining us for part 2, which is the reveal of how to complete the secret of level 8. So thanks very much for coming along. The rest of you that don't want the spoiler can go to the next video. Rest of you come along with me. I went out of my way to point out that whenever I put out the fire in this last chalice, there was this animation. And this animation of this ball came across here and hit this pillar of rubble. And when it did it, it exploded. And when that happened, this little crack hole, this hole with this rubble formed in the wall. And if you are a curious player and you come and you try to go up into that hole, you will come back into this little space right here. And you can see that this person died being buried with this treasure. 3 holy hand grenades, 3 mana water, 3 health potions. And that's it. That's just a little something to help refuel you. If you've made it this far, you might have used some of that stuff from previous levels. And if you are industrious enough to pay attention when that animation happens and you see that hit that pillar of rubble and explode that hole in that wall, you can be rewarded for going and checking that out. So now when we come back into the level transition, we see that level 8 is completed and that the secret of level 8 is completed. And again, we have the hints and the ads. So now I'm going to save this again so that those items will be with us in the next video. I shall see you there shortly. Thanks for watching. Do all those things that you got to do. If it's the like or the subscribe or the follow or the friend or the comment or share or tweet or twat or whatever it is. Thanks for watching. Have fun playing. We'll see you in the next video.